Hello my friends all over the world, wherever you are. William Poloniak here at Whole Health Foundation. Today I'm going to make some pink grapefruit juice, and I have 7 large grapefruits, but I'm going to mix in 25 grams of ginger and 15 grams of turmeric. Let me show you what I do next. Now, because I don't know how clean these grapefruits are, I'm going to peel off the skin. And we're not going to shred these until later in the process. The first thing we're going to do is peel them and press out the juice. Now here's the last of my pink grapefruits. And we'll set this aside, and then we're going to throw away this peeling as the first step. Now I'm going to take my citrus and put it in this bowl. And I keep claws for citrus and apple and other fruit juices in the freezer. And we're going to crack the ice on the edge of the counter. And then I'm going to show you how we make citrus juice. But first, let's get a collection container, the juice tray. And I always put the juice tray in at an angle because over time it gets pressed wider and it's a little difficult to get in there. So put it on the press plate properly. And I have 2 claws here for citrus. Put that in there. We'll get a bamboo liner. They come in rolls of 100, 100% pure organic bamboo. Now we'll put 1 citrus inside, fold the bamboo over in thirds as I'm doing here, push it down a little bit, and then as tight a package as you can make it into the juice press, it will go. Make sure it's on the press plate properly, centered left to right, centered front to back, all the way back, back it off. Now, the reason you back it off is fruit juice is very slippery and you don't want that cloth to slip apart. So we'll turn this on, get another bamboo liner, and continue. Now, because we're going to load this up again, you don't need to wait for this to be droplets as you usually would. So we'll back this off, put in another cloth with pink grapefruit, center left to right, center front to back, all the way back, back it off a little bit. Now we're going to open this up, and you'll notice it bursts at the corners a bit. That's normal. We'll open up the bamboo. Do not throw away the citrus. Put a new one on top. Flatten it a little bit, put the cloth over, and then the cloth over the bamboo liner, and that's that all the way. A nice tight package, and as before, we'll continue the same until we're done. Centered left to right. Here's the last of my pink grapefruit. Again, check if it's on the tray properly, centered left to right, centered front to back, all the way back, back it off a little bit. Now, do not throw away this pulp if you're going to add ginger and turmeric. Normally this is enough and you would just press this again and throw it away. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to save this and then put it through the shredder with the ginger and the turmeric. So we'll set that aside. And now next I'm going to shred the remaining pulp. I'm going to set this aside. I'm using the front-loading feed tube, and I want to remind you, the front-loading feed tube eliminates blowback up to your ceiling 100%. And I'm also using a near zero blowback cutter that has over 80 teeth cut into the cutter. So let's install that. Now, because we have such a small batch, I'm not going to use the thermometer. So what I'll do next is I'll take this pulp and shred it with the ginger and the turmeric. I'm going to be very careful with this, and I'm only going to go down part way. Going down part way because I don't want it to spit toward my apron. Next, the ginger and turmeric. Now I'm going to use a measuring beaker to show how much extra juice we get from this mix. I have a feeling we're not going to get much juice, but I've got the ginger and the turmeric in here, so I'm going to put in 2 heaping spoonsful, maybe a little bit more, and fold the bamboo over as before. And I think we're going to need a new bamboo liner for the next time we do this. So let's fold the cloth over as tight a package as possible, and let's see if we get any more juice out of this. Mainly I want the ginger and turmeric flavor, but we might get more juice out of this already pressed pulp that was shred again. So centered left to right, centered front to back, all the way back, back it off. And once we get traction, we'll advance that all the way. Well, I can see this is almost like syrup. It is like syrup. So we're not getting much juice, but we are getting the flavor from the ginger and the turmeric. Now what I'm going to do with the rest of this pulp is use a new bamboo liner because the old one is tattered at the corners. So let's put the rest of this reprocessed pulp with the ginger and the turmeric, the pulp. Let's see if we get any more juice out of this, but at least we're going to get the ginger and turmeric flavor. In the center, we'll put that last packet in the center of the tray, centered left to right, centered front to back, all the way back, back it off, and turn on the machine. So this. Again, it looks like syrup. I'm going to put this already pressed packet on top. I think we'll get better pressure that way. All the way back, back it off a little bit. And once we get traction, we'll advance that all the way. Now I notice it's sliding a bit, so I'm going to reposition it. Citrus is very, very slippery, so you have to be very careful. We are getting more juice flow with double packets. Now let's wait until we get traction. Advance it a little more. A little more. And then all the way. Now this juice, a very syrupy juice, I'm going to mix with the rest. The pulp in these two I'm going to throw away. And because we have such a syrupy mix here, I'm going to add a little bit of water to help get the rest of this out of here. A tiny bit less than a thimbleful. Now you can see when you don't have a bamboo liner, or when it bursts at the corners, you get a cleanup nightmare. You have to scrub this pulp off. It's very difficult, very sticky. So it probably would have been a good idea to double up on the bamboo liners. So we're going to fold the claws, press the water out, and put them back in the freezer. Now we still have some pulp here. Oh darn, what a mess. Fold that in thirds, just like they came in the package. And again, this has already been washed, but there's a little bit there. And we'll press the water out. put these in the freezer again, and I want to remind you to clean the side and around the top to get all that sticky citrus off. You'd be surprised how many people forget to do that. It looks like we're going to get about 2.5 bottles of pink grapefruit juice. Oh, a little more, about 2 2/3 bottles. That'll give us enough for a taste test. So this one I'm going to add water, just to see if there's a difference in taste when I dilute it 50%. Normally, juice is very, very concentrated because we're using a hydraulic press juicer. So this one is diluted. These two are not. So next, let's do a taste test. Alright, my friends, here we have pink grapefruit juice from 7 grapefruits with a little bit of ginger and a little bit of turmeric. Let's see what it tastes like. Oh, that's delicious. I can't taste any ginger or turmeric, probably because we only used a little bit. 7 pink grapefruits, large pink grapefruits, gave us 2.5 bottles of juice. This is mixed 50% with water, so let's give it a taste. Alright, 50% with water gives us a grapefruit drink, not 100% grapefruit juice. Oh, still very tasty. I can taste that it's diluted, but very, very tasty. So I think, for me, I would mix it 50% with water. For you, you'll have to decide for yourself. Well, I hope you like what you've seen, my friends, and if you do, please tell a friend. If you'd like to call me, my phone number is 760-753-0321. My email address is developtrust@cox.net, and my webpage is wholehealthfound.com. See you in the next video. Delicious.